And welcome to the Boating Hour with Captain Rick. The Boating Hour brings you the latest and greatest essential information about everything that sails, floats, or motors upon the high seas of Southern California. From landlubbers to old salts, there'll be something for everyone. So climb aboard and get ready to sail with Captain Rick.
Ahoy out there, and welcome to the Boating Hour. I'm Captain Rick, and I want to thank you for joining us here on AM 870. We're here every Saturday at 4 p.m., and please be sure to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. And now all over social media on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Rumble, the Boating Hour with Captain Rick. Thanks to our sponsor for our show today. For a healthy gut, the best probiotic on the market, Livia One Probiotics, natural, organic, and allergen-free. And I want to thank Emily at the Equinox Earth Bar for my morning coffee shake. It's wonderful. It's going to allow me to get through this with my good friends, Craig and Kurt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. So great to be here.
Really awesome. Craig, how are you? Dr. Captain Commodore. There's no room for your name, Craig.
I know. It's ever expanding, you know. I am fantastic. We are so happy and blessed to have Kirk Hawkins as our Grand Marshal for the second annual Halloween Boat Parade. Our theme this year is Hola Halloween. Hello Halloween.
Oh,
so hello Halloween, and hello Kirk, and hello Captain Rick. And this year it's October 28th at 8 p.m., and there's an after party on a 100-foot yacht. How about that?
Is that
we're moving up in the world, Captain Rick.
Whose yacht is the after party? Is that Ellison's yacht or is it your yacht?
If I tell you, I have to kill you. It's a secret location. Kirk knows where it is, but we're going to have to let everybody in on that later because it is a beautiful, beautiful boat. Actually, the people that own the boat are going to be on your show, Captain Rick, because they have a story to tell about this boat that has an interesting past and a connection to Jacques Cousteau. How about that?
That is interesting. I'm looking forward to that, and I want to thank you for setting that up because that's going to be one of my marquee shows coming up. So I really appreciate that. Well, you know, Kirk, I want to introduce you, Kurt Hawkins, because I know you from KTLA Morning News, but you now have an amazing podcast called The Morning Toast. So I want to tell us how that came about. And tell me a little bit about being, a KTLA, superstar.
Well, I'm so honored to be a member of the KTLA family. I've been working at KTLA since 2014, but only since about 2017 I've been doing the weather, and sometimes I do traffic. And it's been a really amazing experience because I grew up in Southern California in the Agora Hills area, and I grew up watching KTLA. And so every time I kind of drive through the gate, it feels like a pinch me moment, and it's such an honor. And doing the weather has kind of allowed me the opportunity to really connect with people. And, because I feel like everyone, even if the weatherman gets the forecast wrong, I feel like everyone feels pretty favorable toward the weatherman, especially when you get to be the fun person while all the crazy things are happening around us in the world. And I've just loved it. I've never been so happy. It's such a fulfilling and such a great job. So what I wanted to do is I enjoyed connecting with people. I enjoyed the ability of kind of providing a little bit of happiness and joy. And so thought that I'd create another platform where I could kind of explore that a little bit more. And so in comes the Morning Toast. And my co-host is a dear friend that I've known since middle school. And we've traveled around the world to places like Switzerland and Provence in the south of France to do some to put some segments together, and it's been so much fun. And who knows where it'll go, but at the end of the day, it's been a blast kind of meeting new people and profiling new things. And so that's why being the Grand Marshal of this second annual event is such an honor. to be able to, really celebrate the Marina Del Rey boating community.
Well, let me tell you something. I see good things for this in the future. I had a wonderful people that started the Christmas parade back in the 60s in Marina Del Rey. And they both had very humble, simple beginnings. And this is really exciting because Halloween was not a big event, until Craig started this last year, with the boat parade. So I think that in the future, the early marshals, you're going to be remembered with this. Well, that's exciting. Can I tell you a quick story about entering the gates of KTLA?
Absolutely. Would love to.
I entered the gates of KTLA. It was a field trip. I think it was the 4th grade. And we all got off the bus and went into KTLA. And we were so excited that me and my friend ran around and security stopped us and they sent us home. And I never got to see the rest of the tour. This was in the 4th grade. So I was a troublemaker and KTLA security kicked us out.
So you've been a troublemaker ever since 4th grade, and it continues today?
I remember that clearly like it was yesterday. We were so excited. I think we ran right through something that was going in. I can't remember, but it was so long ago. I love KTL. I also grew up, and that's really fantastic. So are you a boater, Kirk, or are you just now getting into it being the Grand Marshal?
I'm getting into it being the Grand Marshal, but I love it, and I truly enjoy it. And I guess, I grew up in Agora Hills, not far from Malibu, so we spent a lot of time at the beach. I also I swam and played water polo.
Oh, wow.
And then in the early days of college, taught swim lessons. So being around the water is a huge part of my life. My mom actually lives in Westlake Village and has one of those Duffy boats. And so I know it's probably not exactly what you guys have, but a similar version, more of a pleasure craft.
Well, I've talked about the Duffy boats. I've had guests on the show from Westlake Yacht Club. We should go cruise around Westlake Harbor on a Duffy boat. And Westlake is wonderful, and we've talked about the founders of Duffy boats themselves. I actually have the distributors and the people that maintain and repair those boats coming on the show as well. So very familiar. Westlake Village is wonderful, and that lake is absolutely pristine. So I am familiar, and I absolutely love it. Cruising around Westlake Village, pretending like I own one of those properties is my goal. I get my thrills out of just cruising around the lake. So it is wonderful. So talk to me, Dr. Captain Commodore. What gave you the inspiration? I know you were on the show last year, but tell me how you started this. What was the inspiration to start a Halloween boat parade?
Well, it was Halloween, and the kids were trick-or-treating, and all the adults were twiddling their thumbs and like, what are we going to do today? And I'm like, well, this is ridiculous. So let's do something fun. So the Saturday, I think Halloween, the 29th, was a Saturday before the 31st, and then this year, obviously, it's the 28th, October 28th, before the 31st. And we, my boat and our yacht club, and we always win best yacht club, best boat, best sailboat. Last year we won best sail and best power boat. So we know something about decorating boats. So I'm like, well, let's do different stuff. And I was walking around. There's a pop-up Halloween store above the shoe store on Maxella. And I went up there and I saw all the stuff up there, and I'm like, oh, that's it. We got to decorate our boats. And the response last year was fantastic. So everybody can go to www.halloweenboatparade.com to register your boat. And the Instagram is instagram.com Halloween Boat Parade. So it was something, now it's a labor of love. We're going to have this fantastic after party. We had a dock party last year, which was fun. And I'm like, well, let's do something. Let's try to up our game. And we've got Grand Marshal Kirk Hawkins, who needs to have a home base for his party and his friends and his party people.
They told me that I can invite 100 people to this thing.
That boat is gigantic, and I'm just talking to Jesse about who's going to be the DJ. So we've got our tequila. We're going to do our tequila cart, and Casablanca Restaurant is going to throw some food in there, and Penny from Party Properties is organizing all of this stuff. So it's going to be great. So it's October 28th, 8 p.m. Please register your boat at HalloweenBoatParade.com. There is a suggested donation of $25 for Autism Speaks, under no obligation to do that, but we'd love to have you do that. And there's a tab on there to click on there and do that. And then you send us your boat information, and we'll give you a number to enter. And then we've got prizes from Killer Shrimp and mostly Tony Pease. Tony Pease has been such a big sponsor last year, so thank you to Tony Pease. And now, onward and upward, West Marine is kicking in. And so we got it. It's all coming together, Captain Rick and Kirk. So we're very, very excited.
That really is. Go ahead, Kirk.
Yeah, for our second season of the Morning Toast, we're going to lean in heavily on the holidays. And so we were making some plans and looking into all the different holiday events, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween around LA. And, you've got the Newport Beach does a holiday boat parade. I know that Westlake Village does a Christmas boat parade as well. But we need more great family-friendly Halloween events. And so it's amazing that this is the second annual and that we're, really kind of bringing the boating community together around Halloween, because there's not a whole lot of Halloween things that are happening. And this will be a great opportunity to bring people together and try something new.
Well, I never took off my Halloween costume and mask from last year. I'm still wearing it as we speak.
What was it?
It was Captain Rick. It's my radio face, but Halloween is always it's a pagan holiday, and I've celebrated it like it's the most important holiday of the year. And I don't really eat candy, but I love Halloween. It's such a fun event, and I'm really looking forward to this. But I'll tell you, I am going to set up a camera. Let me tell you what I did Monday night. Okay, what I did Monday night earlier this week, Craig. You'll be really interested in this, Kurt.
Sure.
I have a friend named Vadim who runs Seattle Yachts in Marina Del Rey. They got a beautiful corner spot, a lot of wonderful boats, absolutely fantastic. He does charters, teaches people how to sail. One of those consummate captains. It was absolutely fantastic. He had an event where his very good friend, a single-handed sailor, Whitehall Stokes is his name, and I had heard of him. And what he did is he tried to go around the world. His boat fell apart. And he stopped in the southernmost city before you get to the South Pole in Chile. They denied him, and it was during COVID, they denied him entry in Argentina. And he didn't make it around the world. But he gave a presentation about, getting his boat ready, all the safety concerns, what it is to be a single-handed sailor. So that's what I did. And one of the gentlemen that had bought the boat from has a main channel, right on the main channel where Seattle Yachts is. And we were on this beautiful Bavaria yacht, and I might set up a camera there to film this. I already talked to him about it, told him you were my guest, invited them on as well. But I tell you, it's such a – what I was thinking about when I was on this boat and thinking about the show and you coming on and inviting them to come on later and this wonderful event that we had about this adventure, which was really fantastic. I was thinking what a wonderful community the boating community is. The experienced boaters, the novice boaters, the families that aren't boaters that come out to the clubs, the friends that you make, and what a wonderful thing it is to just go to the marina. Kurt, you mentioned going into the gates of KTLA. When you get off the 90 freeway and go into Marina Del Rey, but this is true for any harbor, whether you go to Westlake or you're down to Newport, up and down from San Diego to Santa Barbara, when you get into a marina, it's absolutely fantastic, the environment, the people. So that's what I was thinking, and for you bringing this family event to a wonderful weekend. And actually, Halloween this week is not on a weekend. It's Tuesday, right? But you're going to have this on the Saturday weekend. So Halloween is is the 31st on a Tuesday. Is that right?
October 28th is a Saturday before Halloween, and that's why it's great for adults and kids of all ages because it gives you something to do on the 28th before trick-or-treating, and it's kind of like a treat before the treat. So we like that. I'd like to, invite everybody to register their boats at HalloweenBoatParade.com. We'd love to have you. We also have boats, spaces for people that want to do a ride-along, limited spaces for people who want to do a ride-along who don't have a boat. We've got several boaters and captains that are willing to take on some passengers, and so they get to people that don't have a boat get to experience it. And
That's
then again,
awesome.
It all culminates with the after party
that is
10 that evening.
Craig, Captain, Dr. Captain Craig. Wait,
Yes,
Dr. Captain Commodore Craig. That is amazing. That is wonderful. How do people find, if somebody's listening, they want to get on a boat and do a ride, do they go to the HalloweenBoatParade.com? How do they find out how to get on a boat to cruise around the harbor?
Yes, go to HalloweenBoatParade.com and scroll down, and it'll say, if you'd like to be a passenger and ride along with us, it says ride with us. And just click on there and email us at HalloweenBoatParade@gmail.com is where it'll send you. HalloweenBoatParade@gmail.com will be your email will be responded to, and we'll try to link up people without boats to entries in the parade so they get to experience it on the water. And, again, the after party.
That is awesome. If you're just joining us now, you're listening to the Boating Hour. I'm Captain Rick, and I'm here every Saturday at 4 p.m. And please be sure to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com and all over social media, on Facebook and YouTube and Rumble now, Instagram. And for a healthy gut, the best probiotic on the market, Livia One, natural, organic, and allergen-free. So check them out at Livia One and also on the website. Here today, our guest, Dr. Captain Commodore Craig, HalloweenBoatParade.com, and the Grand Marshal, Kurt Hawkins from KTLA Morning News, and his podcast called The Morning Toast. Kurt, how do you get to the Morning Toast? So tell me about podcasts, because I'll tell you, on radio and very familiar with social media now, but I don't go to podcasts, but I'm going to start with your Morning Toast. How do we get to the Morning Toast?
If you we have an Instagram page, and if you go to our Instagram page, The Morning Toast, you can find us, and you can find a link to our YouTube page, The Morning Toast TV, and we drop new episodes every Monday. Technically, it's Monday night, but you'll see them on your feed on Tuesday morning. And, lots of exciting adventures that we have planned in the coming months on top of some of our other adventures already over the last few months as well.
Okay, so you go to YouTube or Instagram and just Morning Toast with Kurt Hawkins? Is that how we get to it?
Yes.
You know,
if you look for me on Instagram too, I have links to it all over my profile as well.
This is so exciting. Media's changed so much, and now everybody on their phone. You don't need to sit down at a television anymore. And as a matter of fact, I don't know how anybody gets any work done at their job, with their smartphones.
Yeah, there's no bored these days. There's always something to keep your attention occupied. It's a little wild.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't mention last year and this year's sponsor, Realtor from Parity Properties, and Penny is a major sponsor. I'm going to get her on the show as well, Craig. We have to talk about that. Let's get her on. But
Penny,
tell me about Penny and about Parity Properties.
Penny from Pardee Properties, P-A-R-D-E Properties. Pardee Properties is a major player in the real estate game, especially on the west side. Penny's an amazing person. Penny brought Kirk to the party.
Oh,
so no Penny, no Kirk. So thank you, Penny.
Craig, let's
Kirk,
plug them again. How do you spell Party Properties?
P-A-R-D-E-E Properties.
Okay, and Penny Muck from Party Properties. Kirk, go ahead. Tell me about your relationship with Penny.
No, so I'm also a real estate agent. I have a brokerage called Paradigm, and we have about 7 agents. It's a great boutique brokerage based not far from you guys in Playa Vista. But I was in a transaction with Penny. We hit it off. We became really good friends, and we've kept in touch since then. And she kind of looped me into all of this, and I'm so grateful.
God, that is amazing. So I have some new friends now, and I'm giving both of you an assignment, and also to Penny as well. I want you guys to send me stuff so I can put up on the Boating Hour on my website. I want to get some links and some material from not just the Halloween Boat Parade, but from the podcast, The Morning Toast, and both Penny and Kurt, your real estate brokerage companies. I'd like to get stuff from that. I want to put links up there on my site. I get quite a few people that go to my website and listen to the podcasts, and I've gotten a couple emails. I got one last week that said, how come you don't let your co-host talk? You talk so much and you never let your co-host talk. Well, they've never seen the photo. My co-host is the Coast Guard teddy bear who helps kids and protects them when they sleep at night. So my teddy bear is my co-host. And I got this wonderful email that said, how come you don't let your co-host talk? Because I refer to him. So I thought that was pretty funny. But that's an assignment for you guys to get me all kinds of stuff so I can put them up the next couple of days on the website. And that is fantastic. You know, I want to thank both of you for coming on the show. I'm really excited. HalloweenBoatParade.com and our wonderful guest, the Grand Marshal, Kurt Hawkins, the podcast, The Morning Toast on Instagram and YouTube. I want to thank you gentlemen for coming out. I'll be there. I'm really excited. We're going to talk about this again as we get closer to Halloween. This has been a great show, and I really thank you guys for coming on.
It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, Captain Rick. October 28th. Be there.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Well, I hope you enjoyed our show today. It's been wonderful. As always, it's just this show, I'm so very fortunate to have such wonderful and exciting guests, very active in the boating community. And, of course, we talk about everything that floats, motors, and sails. And let's not forget the coasties. Protecting our waters, America's lifesavers and guardians of the sea. Go to cgaux.org to find out about boater safety information, classes, and volunteer opportunities with the glorious history of the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the civilian volunteers that assist and help the active duty and the reserves in the Coast Guard. And the entire month of May, go back to our website on the podcasts. We had Coast Guards. We featured them at the Fleet Week and at the Armed Service Parade, the whole month dedicated to the wonderful men and women out there protecting our waters, the lifesavers on the sea, the Coast Guard. Remember, if you do it right and follow the guidelines and safety precautions, there's no place like being out in the water in the fresh air and sunshine in beautiful, sunny Southern California, year-round sailing here. It's absolutely amazing. Here at the Boating Hour with Captain Rick, we cover everything that sails, motors, and floats from San Diego to Santa Barbara. Thanks for being with us today. Please be sure to join us next week and every Saturday at 4 p.m. on AM 870. Thanks to our sponsor for the show today. For a healthy gut, Livia One Probiotics. We're now on all over social media, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and now on Rumble. Don't forget to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com. And thanks to our wonderful guests, Dr. Captain Commodore Craig, the founder of the Halloween Boat Parade and the podcast, The Morning Toast, featuring Kurt Hawkins, the Grand Marshal of this wonderful parade, and you see him on KTLA on the Morning News. Thanks to our sponsor for the show today for a healthy gut, Livia One Probiotics. Don't forget to visit us on the web at theboatinghour.com and now on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. The Boating Hour with Captain Rick. Keep your emails coming. This is Captain Rick saying ahoy and fair winds to all. And thanks to all of those that serve in the Coast Guard and the Navy and the volunteer organizations, the Merchant Marines, and of course the Coast Guard Auxiliary.